Hello everybody, it's Michael from GetFitOver40.com, and I'm bringing to you kind of a hybrid video. This one is a video request and a muscle target zone video combined because, well, I'll read it out to you and then you'll understand why. This video request was sent to me via email from a guy by the name of Al. So thanks for sending that in, Al. And again, if you have questions, you know, like this or similar or whatever, fitness related preferably, but it doesn't have to be. You can just ask me questions and I'll do my best to answer them. But Al says in his email, would you consider doing a video on building or firming the glutes? So right here, right? This guy right here, or the butt, or the ass, whatever you want to call it. I'm keeping it real here. My wife has pointed out my butt is sagging. I'm almost 50 and I do stay in shape, but I was never like you, never did sports or wasn't an athlete during my youth. So building up muscle and staying firm is a task. Would be great if you could, or you can address this in one of your videos and provide tips for those of us that require more maintenance in this area. I'm free about walking around nude in my house, and this is Al speaking, not me. So he doesn't mind, he's liberal, whatever, just, you know, he's not self-conscious or wasn't self-conscious. But I gotta tell you, man, a comment like that sticks with you and self-consciousness kicks in. Any help would be great. Thanks again for your vids. Get rid of this. Alright, so I don't think this is like, you know, a lot of times people say, well, women are so concerned about their butts and, you know, it's just a woman thing, but, you know, here you go. This is coming from a guy, unless Al's a woman and his wife is, I don't know, anyways, we won't go down that road. But let's just assume that guys are like this too. And last year, about this time, about a year ago, I wasn't doing my CrossFit, I wasn't doing my heavy weights, I wasn't really focusing on legs. I was pretty lean, I had some muscle up top, but I wasn't really built down in the lower part. And my wife, because I was lean, I didn't have any fat on me, she noticed, and she even commented like a year ago, a little over a year ago, that my butt was kind of getting a little flat. Maybe not saggy, but you know, there wasn't much to it. So you know, there's twofold here. There's shape and then there's sagginess, right? Sagginess can be a combination of not having any butt at all, and then the fat that you do have kind of starts to go down a little bit instead of staying up. So this is obviously something a concern for not just women, it's a concern for men as well. And so how do we target the butt? And as you can see, I've got enough going on here. I'm fortunate in that I'm not like a lot of guys where when they put weight on, it's just here, and the weight, you know, they get the skinny bum, skinny leg syndrome. You know, they just got the big sort of midsection, Tasmanian devil. Some guys have that shape where they just kind of, they build up and they look like a Tasmanian devil. Not so much me. I kind of put it on fairly evenly, but I will put it on in my butt and my legs when I do have the weight. So right now, I'm not at my absolute leanest. I got a few extra pounds, which is good because I'm just trying to maintain. And so I got a tiny bit on my butt. I've also been doing tons of squats, tons of, like, you know, lunges and the whole CrossFit thing and deadlifts and all of that contributed to putting on some leg strength, and that leg strength also goes into your posterior chain. So it carries up. Posterior chain is everything along the back, hamstring, butts, even your lower back and all that. So we're going to talk about how to kind of hit that posterior chain. And number one, the absolute best thing you can do to build your butt and to build muscle and firm is a squat. Whether it be an air squat, a jumping air squat, whether it be a weighted squat, it doesn't matter. If it's a squat, then it's going to build your muscle in your butt. So essentially, to hit your butt, your leg needs to come up, so you're stretching out your hamstring, and it needs to come this way. So you can hit it that way. You can also hit your posterior chain by bending over and stretching out everything in the back. So your butt is getting stretched out, your hamstrings are getting stretched out. You'll feel it in your hamstrings, but you can also feel it in your butt if it's tight. So I'm just gonna, and as I come up, I'm tightening the butt, and you tend to want to kind of overdo it a little bit if you want to really hit the butt. And you're tightening your butt, you're tightening your hamstrings. So you can do that doing things like straight-legged deadlifts. Right, these are straight-legged deadlifts. Usually use a dumbbell, you can use a barbell. Go down pretty much, I'm not stretched out, but you want to kind of touch the ground if you can. I'm not really stretched out. Keep your legs pretty straight, and then straight up, right? Keep your back straight, legs straight, and you sort of shoot your butt out a little bit and then up. That's a straight leg deadlift. That'll work your posterior chain. It will work your butt, but the best one for your butt is obviously the squat. And so I'll show you the squat from a couple different angles, so head on. When you do a squat, you want to try and keep your back fairly up and down. You do have to bend forward a little bit and then up. I go with my legs like not super wide, and you have to find a comfortable position. It depends on your geometry and your knees and all of that. And some people with really long legs may have to bend forward a little more because their torsos are just so short. That's what they need to do. My leg needs to bend forward just to get balance. So try and show you. Now if you have weight on your back or a weighted squat, it makes it a little bit easier to be the right position. But you want everything to kind of be in line. You want your knees to come a little bit in front of your toes. You don't want to be that far back. And you want to try and create like a straight line up and down. That's a squat. You can do a jumping squat. I'll kind of do it on a bit of an angle here. Right, so jumping squat like that, that's good. And you really explode out of the ground, and you want to come down at least to parallel or a little below. That's a good position right there. Just below parallel, okay? Again, squats can be done with weights, whether they be dumbbells or a bar on your back, and you can do a squat. It's easier with a bar, for me anyways, right? So you can do weighted squats. And again, the jumping squats. Some people even do what's called pistons, which are single leg squats. I can't do them because it's just too hard on my knees. I don't like them at all, but some people can do single leg squats. Good for you. The next thing is something like a step up. So you find like a bench like this and just do a step up. See my legs bent, and then I go up. So you can do like one leg at a time. You can alternate legs. I would say hit the one leg at a time. And you know, it depends on what you're doing. But you want to kind of go straight, fully standing at the top, like this. If you really want to hit it, you can kind of just go like this, and do that, and then switch it up and just say do like 10 or whatever. And that's going to hit that posterior chain really good. You could do, what's called, I don't want to hit my light here, a box jump. So it's like a jumping squat, and then up there, but that's, you know, that's sort of more of a cardio type thing. You can probably stay away from that. Lunges, they're another great thing to do. So lunges, like this, you want to try and get your weight kind of on the front. You don't want to be too far over your toes on this one. So like this, right, so that's a lunge. And you don't want to bounce too much off your foot. You just kind of want to just tap and go, right? You don't have to touch, but it's a good way to get to know you're close. That's a lunge. Another way to do a lunge that puts a little more stress on your glutes is to put your foot in the back of a bench and then go down from there. This is a really good one. You can get really deep. I think this one's probably one of the best ways to target the glutes. Okay? Again. Really good. You can get nice and deep this way. That's a good one. I highly recommend that one. Another kind of way to hit them is to do on the ground, do it from the side here. You just kind of go up, put your pelvis up, really squeeze your glutes tight at the top. Again, you can do single leg ones and really work on it. Right? And you can even take it to the extreme and use a bench like this and really hit them one leg at a time. You know, there's variations for everything. Some people will even put weight on your stomach. Let's try it. I haven't really tried this before. But if you put weight on your stomach, you know, you probably need a fair bit though. That'll help, right? So I'm thinking that's probably everything in my arsenal. And I don't even do all that stuff on the floor like that. That's just stuff that people do that helps it. For me, I mean, I'm able to get a pretty decent glutes by just doing my squats and my deadlifts. At CrossFit, we do lots of lunges and things too, and sometimes we'll do weighted lunges. So again, lunges, just do them with weights. Same thing, right? You can use a barbell, dumbbells, doesn't matter. All right, I'm actually tired. All this talking and not breathing properly while I'm trying to do this gets you tired pretty quick. Anyways, thanks for watching another GetFitOver40.com video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, take care.